Where's the bang, Preston? Come on.
I can't breathe.
Pub Sports Radio. Come find us at Southtown 101. Subscribe on YouTube and all platforms where podcasts are found.
We are live, baby. Live. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio, NCAA Net Profit. It is Friday, February 11th. Got a huge weekend ahead. Huge college basketball games tomorrow. Max, the Super Bowl's on Sunday. A lot of shit, but we got a Friday night card, which I want to take advantage of after getting my ass whipped a bit last night. I know, Max, I'll shoot it to you in 1 second. He got horrible by the hook on his team total. Man, I got my ass kicked. Eastern Washington was the only one that I won. I gave everyone out just as a lean yesterday. Michigan, that came through, but nothing on the show. Losses, Iowa, Maryland shot the lights out. I think they both shot over 50% from three. Shoo, way over. Upstate couldn't come through. In Utah Valley, that second half, Grand Canyon just took them to school. They got their ass kicked. So, yeah, I got beat down. All sports yesterday. It was a shitty one for me. But I'm back, Max. It's Friday. Every day. We do this every day. So the bad days you got to shake off and get right back to it because there's money to be made. Because if you do it every day, you're going to have really good ones and you're going to have some shitty ones. So tell me how your night went, my guy, and we'll start getting the line movement from last night to today.
I was in such a rage attack about this Chicago State team total. I literally put out a tweet of the score with how much time we needed to get 3 fucking points. Multiple opportunities at the free throw line. A terrible over the back call by the refs on the other side of the floor that would have sent Jashawn Corbett to the free throw line for 2 when we needed 1. I don't understand how you hit that many threes, but you can't hit your goddamn free throws. So I'm still angry about it. I'm still angry about it today. You know, like, I'll take my lumps, Conor, from people. Call me the worst capper, call me a shit capper, whatever the hell you want to call me. But, like, you know, there are lines that you don't cross. And when people cross them, it is very hard for me to fucking actually want to come and fucking bring the fire. So, you know, the Chicago State team total brought out the worst in people, brought out some pretty bad in me also. And I am never going to make them a best bet again. You can fucking goddamn guarantee that.
Yeah, that was just fuck. It was rough. It was a rough day. I don't blame you for being pissed off for everything separate, you know, with that too. I don't blame you, brother. But I always got your back. And yeah, fuck these guys. You know.
If you want to talk about my capping, go ahead, please. That's out there for transparency purposes. But, like, you know, do we really want to freaking go like that? So
I agree.
It's a tough one, bud.
Well, I gotta give a shout out to most of our guys though in this chat are the shit. Like as I say, the best chat in the goddamn game. There's always a bad apple in all these dipshits, but for the most part, all these guys are regulars. They support us through and through, and we appreciate that, thick and thin. TCATL, Nathan Cerna says, "Please bring me to Cupcake City." I wanted to, Nathan. I need a day. James Farm, Polly Walnuts, great to see you. Andrew, Nunya, great. James Little, AJN. Good to see you. Know something. Rodney Barton and Elliot V. Cheshire Cat. Good to see you in here. East Woodmore, Bill McHugh, G. Martinez. Shout out to everybody. All right, Max. Let's get to these line moves. Let me know everything that's going on from last night tonight, side and total. Kind of let us know ups and downs on some of these.
Yeah, definitely. We've had some interesting line moves when it comes to this card, Conor. And I have to start on the first game on the rotation order, and that's Kent State and Akron. They opened up at 127. They're up to 130.5 or 131 at its highest. So very interesting line move. And I'm actually just very surprised that we haven't seen a little more action on the spread, getting closer to pick 'em instead of remaining at 3 and 2.5. When we go down the board, I definitely have to take a stop and look at a couple totals that have had a little bit of a line move. Monmouth and Manhattan definitely seem and project like an over game to me. And the number's gone up 1.5 or 2 points. So hopefully those points don't matter, but definitely a spot that I would be leaning towards the over. Then, of course, Connor, today is a day that 2 out of the 3 of my teams play. The UConn Huskies are playing Xavier. We saw this total open at 140.5. It's as down as low as 138.5 right now. I'm not sure why this line is going where it's going, but if UConn has a blunder on the offensive side of the basketball, or they get into foul trouble with the Adama Sanogo, I could then understand why the line's going that way. When we look at Oakland and Robert Morris, if there isn't a bigger get right spot for the Oakland Grizzly, how can this not be it tonight? They've gone from a 6-point favorite to 7. The total's gone from 144 down to as low as 142. And I do think that it's the right move, especially with Robert Morris and their inconsistent scoring. With Wright State and Wisconsin Milwaukee, we have seen this total go from 7 to as high as 9. Wright State is a dangerous team to trust on the road, dangerous to bet on the spread. And if Patrick Baldwin and DeAndre Golson have something to say about it, it could be a difficult number to cash, especially since you're not getting the best of it. When we go down the board, we have to stop at Northern Kentucky and Wisconsin Green Bay. That total opened at 128, is now as high as 130. And we've seen the spread go from 5.5 to now 7.5 in a very dangerous zone to be backing Northern Kentucky. And we are anticipating and counting on them being able to put up another dominating defensive and offensive performance like they did last time out against University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. When we go down the board, I have to then stop at the Utah State game. Now, this line opened up very surprisingly at 12.5 and is down to 11 now. I had Utah State as a 9.5-point favorite. So I still think that there is a smidgen of value with Nevada as a big dog. When we go to the second of my teams that are playing tonight, probably the one that disappoints me the most, gives me the most gray hairs on my chin, and definitely brings out the most trolls, would be the St. Bonaventure Bonnies versus St. Louis. Now, this number's been very interesting. It's gone and opened at 7 in favor of St. Louis, got as low as 4.5, now is as high as 5.5. So definitely two camps on this game. I'm sure that people are betting it by the team and people are betting it by the number. For me, I'm not going to be betting it by either, Connor. I'm going to be betting with my heart. So obviously, I think you guys can predict where I'm going on that one. I think that when we go down the board, we have to stop at the Metro Atlantic game of the night. I think that's the only Metro Atlantic game. Oh, no, it's just one of 2 Metro Atlantic games.
2, yeah.
No, 3. Maybe 2. 3, I believe. Yes, 3. Sorry. Had to get that right before I started my next sentence. But is this not the most hated rivalry in the MAC, if not one of them? I think that with this total going from 140.5 to 138 or 137.5, the anticipation is a rock fight. Yeah. And with the line going from 8 to 9.5 or 9, I'm surprised that number hasn't gone more in one direction or more in the other. So very interesting line move there, or lack there of it. And aside from that, really, that's it when it comes to a relevant line move in my eyes. And it's going to be an interesting night, Connor. Hopefully there's going to be fucking with your eyes open. There's going to be cupcake devouring. And hopefully Gus is going to get some cold cock soup.
Yeah, good old Gus. He needs a delivery of some cold cock soup. All right, let's get down. We got a quick slate here, always on a Friday. Max, I always love these Friday nights, a little bit calm before the storm, Saturday morning. But let's go right through time. We'll head right down the line. Kent State, Akron. This there's still a 3 out there, a few spots, win, but most everywhere it's 2.5. Akron's favorite here. You talk about this line that moved up just a minute ago up to 130, basically everywhere. What do you like here? Kent State, Akron.
In this game, I feel like it is a situation to fade the line movement, especially if you could get that 131. I think that with Akron, they want that bye in the MAC conference tournament. They do have to win this game in order to keep that alive. I think from a personnel perspective, Sincere Carey dominated this team last time out in a 12-point win at home, and he put up 32 in that game. Is he going to get more balance and more help from guys like Andrew Garcia and Giovanni Santiago? If they do, then they're going to have a chance to win this game. I think that Akron, the one question mark when we talk about their personnel is always going to be their consistent guard scoring. Enrique Freeman and Ali are going to get going. They're going to score one way or another against you. It's the guards that I have the biggest problem with. I think that this is a spot where I prefer to just look at the full game under, and it has to be on the number that I want, which would be the 131.
Yeah, I found this game pretty interesting, though, and then obviously at 3.5, right around there, people like Kent State. I get that. But I got to tell you, Akron's played pretty good as of late, Max. Doing their job, winning. They've gone on the road and won. So, Northern Illinois and some of these teams. At Toledo, they lost by 8. And you talk about a little revenge to this Kent State team from that 12-point loss. So I don't love laying it with Akron, but I'd lean with them here a tad bit at home. Maybe you could take it money line. It's right around minus 140, 145 there. So I lean that way if I had to bet this one with Akron. So shout out to the chat, everyone in here that's coming through. Got you. We're already over 100. Hit the like button. We only got 40 likes. That's all we ask. That's all I ask for, at least. And we have a question here, Max, from the boss, Jeff Slaughter. He said, we need to know the cocksuit ingredients real quick. Could you just give us a little sample of what the ingredients on a cold cock soup? You there? Is he there? Is he there?
So in cold cock soup, it have to be. Yes, I am there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Sorry, you were just freezing there a little bit.
You are not looking there.
Can you hear me? I'm good.
I think I'm here.
We're here.
I think.
Can everybody hear us? We want cock soup ingredients.
Pull me in and out.
All right.
Canadian internet. Yep, I'm here. Here we go.
Okay.
Whoa.
We're here, baby.
Okay, so quickly, cock soup for the big boss, Jeff Slaughter, Mr. Slaughter. These are the ingredients. Can you hear me? There we go. First off, you need some very dehydrated urine. So the more yellow it is, the better. Then you need some of that special Lady of the Night fluid that she extracts from you, and you got to throw it in there. Okay. Then, of course, you got to go to your local and you got to get all the tickets that he wrote for you that you beat him on. And you got to rip those up. You got to throw those in there. Then you got to go and you got to freaking catch your bookie when he's paying you the money he owes you. And you got to catch the tears of regret that are coming out of his eyes as he realizes, oh my God, why did I take this guy's action? I got to get him out of here. You mix those tears of regret in. You take a big wooden mixing spoon. You mix all that shit together. You grind up some of the papers. You pour it into in a rocks glass, and then you force feed it down your bookie's throat. Okay, that's how you deal with cock soup.
Thank you. Well, I knew what it was, but I don't know if we ever gave out the full ingredients. Shout out to Slaughter. We needed for everyone in the chat to know exactly what it was. So there you go. That's what cold cock soup is. Just there you go. The ingredients.
Yeah, absolutely none yet. The spoon must be wooden. Yeah.
Yeah, you could even do those, like a wooden little mallet thing, kind of.
Paulie, there is no dick cheese. I don't even know what dick cheese is. I know what dick meat is. I know dick meat. I don't know dick cheese.
Yeah, that's a different subject. We'll leave the cheese out. Let's get to Ryder St. Peter's here, Max. St. Peter's 7-point favorites. This total is right around 129.5 everywhere. There's a few 130s. You trust St. Peter's laying 7.5 here?
It's hard to deny how good this team is at home with being able to really put someone down early and be able to go wire to wire. This is a spot where I do think that St. Peter's is able to handle this Ryder team once again, because I think that they're going to be able to force turnovers. Let's not forget, St. Peter's was able to beat this Ryder team with a healthy lineup and was able to win with only Doug Eder being in double digits with 12 points. I think that you get a nice team balance effort. You get better performance from Jalen Murphy. And I think that with St. Peter's, this is definitely a group that can freaking put it down for the A-Town. So if you want to use St. Peter's in a teaser, if you're not liking the number, I would definitely be down with that. But I think that St. Peter's is going to be able to score some points tonight at home, even if Ryder isn't. And I think that if you can get a team total under 69 with them, it's a good spot at home.
It's tough with these teams, Max. Ryder and St. Peter's. Like the last time they played, it was super low scoring. At times, these teams can get to the 70s. So it's just tough sometimes on these totals.
I'll also say this. There is a little bit of an X factor when you talk about the St. Pete's home court advantage. They do have some really pale, hairless dudes that stand near the foul line, right in your line of sight, wearing Speedos. So for the ladies out there, that's good for you guys to watch the game. For someone that's shooting at the free throws, that could be a little distracting and not work out for the best. So hopefully those dudes psychs Ryder out of freaking making free throws. And it gives a lot of run-out transition opportunities for St. Pete's, who definitely wants to have more than one double-digit score tonight.
Yeah, well, I'd have to agree with you. Just for me here, 7.5. It's just I can't do it with St. I think a teaser would be solid because Ryder, I don't know who's, this team can go on the roads and they show up sometimes. Sometimes they get their ass kicked. They're just, if they're hitting shots, they'll be in it. If they're not, St. Peter's will take care of business. Let's get to this one, a team that hasn't been covering too much as of late. Monmouth at my good old Manhattan. Here, Manhattan at home, a little bit better. But, man, can they have some rough night shootings? But they're getting 5 here, Max. Monmouth's laying 5 on the road. This total's right around 141. What's your look here?
It seems too good to be true with Manhattan in this spot. Can they get to the free throw line? Can Anthony Nelson and Samir Stewart not go fucking 5 for 20 from the field? Those are big question marks. Those are gambles. I think that when you look at Elijah Buchanan, he's the guy that can really have a big impact. You've seen Steve Meisello try and put him in a position to be that second scoring option because he's got a little more length and he can score on the wing a little easier than we're seeing Anthony Nelson, who really seems to need to get to the rim. And obviously with Samir Stewart, his shooting is very inconsistent. At the end of the day, when I look at my numbers and I look at my projections, this is a spot where I'm more comfortable taking the over than I am taking the home dog. And with the revenge situation, it does add on. I think Monmouth is in a situational rebound spot. Losing like that at home by fucking 25 points to Marist is downright embarrassing. So if you did want to pull my leg and force me to make a first half play on the spread, I would take Monmouth to come out and win this first half by 3 points, but not necessarily be able to close it out, because hopefully Manhattan gets into the bonus, gets to the free throw line, and does what they usually do, which is connect. Unlike Conor, Chicago fucking State.
Couldn't make a shot. It's tough for me to say right now. I haven't bet this game. I would take Manhattan. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's a pass.
Listen, it could be a tale of two halves. Monmouth early, Manhattan late, overall day.
Yep. Yeah. You've seen it, man. So crazy, these swings from half to half. They've been crazy. Let's get to your game, Max. Your UConn Huskies at Xavier, a team that's scuffling here. Tough loss at Seton Hall. They lost at home to DePaul. They need to win badly here. Can they get it done? I obviously right away lean to this under, but it's down 138.5 here. What do you like here? UConn, your Huskies versus Xavier.
I'm wearing my UConn gear because I'm on UConn. I took UConn on the money line. I'm not telling anybody else to. Actually, I'd be like, yeah, you should probably take Xavier if I'm taking UConn. We know how this works out very often. I just donate money on my teams, and they take minutes off my life and give me gray hairs. So from a schematic purpose, I think that UConn can really challenge Xavier. They have to limit turnovers. And I'm talking to Tyrese Martin, RJ Cole. We need an outlier like Andre Jackson to have a big game on the defensive and rebounding side, and then being able to score and use that strength and physicality to get to the rim. At the end of the day, if you can't keep Adama Sanogo on the floor out of foul trouble and running the ball through him in the low block, then you're not going to be in business. He opens up so many nice opportunities for other people on this team. Yeah. RJ Cole's a solid point guard. There's no reason for me not to like my Huskies in a coin flip game. With Xavier, they had an 11-1 start, but they've been a middle of the road team since. So with them not in their best form and coming so close to fucking getting that overtime game against Seton Hall, I don't really know if that momentum is going to carry over. And I'll ride with my Huskies.
Yeah, it's just a tough one. If you're on UConn, you think they're the better, more athletic team, you take them, and especially the way Xavier's playing. This is a win they desperately need, though. So we'll see. Should be a good game. I lean under a little bit as well, like I talked about earlier. Shout out to everyone in the chat: Kristen Warren, Chris Martinez, Bob Taylor, Nunya, Mike Conley, everyone here, Colton, Austin, Nick, Nikki Fish Tanks, Nikki 2 Tanks. Great job. I saw you on the show the other night, pounding a shoey with Big Show. Great work. Shout out to you, Show, too, in the back. Top Shelf, what's up? AJN, Michael, Eskimo. Shout out to everybody. We appreciate it. Give us a like button. Let's get there. All right, Max. Next one. You talked about this earlier. Oakland. What are we going to get from a Robert Morris team? It's just every time I think they'll get blown out, won't cover, they play one of these kind of great games at home and cover, and it's a tight-ass one. Does that happen here? Or does Oakland take care of business? Total 143.
Yeah, this is literally just throwing your dice up against the wall, in my opinion. When I look at my projections for this game, I'm just not really enthusiastic about betting this Robert Morris team, nor am I enthusiastic about betting this freaking beautifully assembled team on paper, yet they just can't fucking execute. Like, the fact that they took me to the rinse cycle against Youngstown is really making me hold a grudge against them. When I break down the numbers, I do think that Robert Morris is a point or two too big of an underdog, but I haven't got there yet. The only thing that I can really count on Robert Morris is just some inefficient droughts within the game. Mike Green's a solid point guard, but we're not seeing him have those Bryant-type games now that Rasheed Dunn has been cleared out of the way for him as far as starting. If he rises to the occasion tonight against Jalen Moore, who's probably the best point guard in the conference, then I do think that they can be competitive. Otherwise, they're going to have what happened to them last time out. They're going to get blown out wire to wire.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned this why there's a pass for me, Max, kind of throwing. Yeah, this is just one I don't want to be involved with. Oakland's not playing its best basketball as of late against the number. Just not one I want to look at. But how about here? Wright State laying 8.5 versus UW Milwaukee. Total 146.5. High total here. Can they go on the road and cover this number against Milwaukee?
Listen, I would hope so. After what we saw from Northern Kentucky dispatching this group, Wright State seems to have figured it out, especially in the second half, Connor. second half defense has to be better. They got to have less tight games and more blowouts. That's when Wright State's at their best, when it isn't a sweat. I think from a free throw shooting perspective, this team is going to be solid there. They're going to do a good job of getting some dribble drive action when Tanner Holden to the bucket. The real question is going to be, what are they going to get on the defensive end? You have a bunch of different guys who are very good on-ball defenders in Tim Finicky and Trey Calvin, just to name two. I do think that at the end of the day, UW Milwaukee is a team that's burnt my money all day. And if you want to choose public versus squares or a trap spot or any of this, Milwaukee could be that one. I just will not freaking put my money on this team versus this Wright State team that is closing out better and doing it with defense also.
Yeah, they had a good little run there. Milwaukee, I don't know, beginning of January, Max. That's been 6-7 straight losses and ATS. They've just got their ass kicked. They were on a bad, brutal road trip, but then they came back home. You talked about the other day against Northern Kentucky and just got their ass whipped. Wright State should score and score plenty. It's just, do they win by 10 here? We'll see. Let's get to the next one here. Detroit, Youngstown. Youngstown's 2-point favorites here at home. Total 143. What do you like here, Detroit, Youngstown?
Yeah, this is a spot where I'm not really interested in betting the side because Mahmoud Akek, he only played 8 minutes last time out for Detroit. And without him, this team definitely is very reliant on Antoine Davis. I will say this, though. They did get Noah Waterman back into the lineup. They have a ton of size. They can throw out 2 7-footers. They can play real big if they want. I just don't really think that there's a lot of value either way on this number. You're really just either trying to get a little plus money action with the dog, or you're riding a Youngstown team that can build off their definite surprising win against Oakland last time out on their home floor.
Yeah, you talked about Detroit's played better, as of late. That big win against Northern Kentucky, winners of 4 of 5. They got blown out, their only one at Wright State, but playing better basketball as of late a little bit, Detroit. I'd lean Youngstown, but I don't want to lay with them here at home. And that total is interesting as well. I'd lean over the 143. Let's get to this one. Northern Kentucky, Wisconsin, Green Bay. Northern Kentucky's laying 7.5. This total's right around 129.5. What do you like here?
Yeah, listen, I think that I want to see Northern Kentucky be able to flex their muscle like they did against Milwaukee. I think that taking Northern Kentucky in the first half is the best way to approach this game because it gives you a lot of outlets in case it doesn't go the right way in the first half.
Yeah, I'm interested in that as well, Max. I think Northern Kentucky can cover here, but maybe I'll split it up. Maybe a first half look is needed here. Green Bay is just not very good home or on the road. They were on a long road trip as well. So that's one I've looked into a lot. I just haven't played yet. All right, next one here. Nevada versus Utah State. You mentioned this in the line move. Utah State's starting to play pretty good basketball, Max. They're trying to make a run. They're going to have to win a lot of games out and probably win the tournament, the conference tournament to get in. But lane 11 here, you mentioned you'd probably make this 9. That's what I thought. This total 146. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, it's hard not to like Utah State, but at this number, that's what's really putting me off. I felt like this number should have been 9.5, and at 11, based off my numbers, I would have to look at Nevada. However, I think that there's another way to play it, and I hate to go back to team totals after Chicago State, but Utah State does not have the same types of issues scoring the basketball, especially on their home floor, and most likely they won't have issues scoring against this Nevada perimeter defense. Let's also not forget that the evolution of Justin Bean now includes his three-point shot, where a guy who didn't take a lot of them early in his career now is taking a lot of them and hitting a decent amount front of them. It adds another layer to his game. And when you can throw out a rotation of Justin Bean, Brandon Horvat, and Trevin Dorius, that is some real nice Mountain West size. And when you go up against Nevada, that with Blackshear playing bigger than he is, Will Baker with KJ Himes, usually they have Warren Washington. There's a lot of big bodies on this Nevada front court. So you need to be able to go toe-to-toe with them. I think that we're going to see that. That's for sure. I think we're going to see that. So I'm looking all over at this spot. And I definitely think that Utah State team total, and both team totals for a matter of fact, both have value to me.
Yes, I think they do as well, Max. I think this goes over. This is the Utah State should be in the 80s. I think Nevada can get to, as long as they score, they should get in the 70s. I look over here. Now,
we got some breaking
Breaking
news, people. Mr. Jeff Slaughter is putting out a Pub Sports Radio giveaway. Enter hashtag in lowercase cock soup right now in the chat, and you got a chance to win a fucking Hyundai, a brown bill, a freaking, I don't even know what president is on the $100 American bill, but it's a good one.
Well, he wasn't a president, but he was a very influential man. Benjamin Franklin is on the $100 bill. Not a president, but we get it. Canadian pass. I loved it though, Max. Hashtag cock soup. You just heard it. Show up here. No one could do it better. Go to some other show. Hand out $100 like this. All you got to do, hashtag cock soup. You heard the recipe that anyone that didn't already know today, which is a staple. A recipe of Max's throughout the college basketball season. So give us a hashtag cock soup. We will run this here at the end of the show.
Boys. I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to have that because none of the cock soups are registering.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so cock soup might not be the one. So I'll talk to Jeff and we'll put the new one out there. Jeff will post a new giveaway.
Okay.
Okay, so slash the hashtag cock soup. It's too vulgar for YouTube. Let's go with another one. You guys tune in, stick around because the hashtag's coming up, and then you're gonna need to punch it in to have your chance at winning $100 with a non-president, Mr. Benjamin Franklin, on it. Fuck yeah!
Okay. Yeah, I guess we could do hashtag we be pubbing. Oh shit. Anyways, take the over in this game. I don't give a shit. It's going over 145.5. UNR and Utah State. All right, Max, let's to the next one. We got just a few more games left, so you better get this in for you want to win $100. Get it in. Your Bonnies, St. Bonaventure versus St. Louis team who's playing well as of late. This number's come down, Max. You mentioned 7 to 5.5, basically everywhere. Total down to 137.5. Break this game for us here.
Yeah, listen, I think that with this St. Louis team, this is a team that went through adversity early on in the season, losing Javonte Perkins, and they have been able to adapt, rebound, and really be very dominant. Now, a guy who does not get a lot of recognition, but has been getting recognition the last week or so, is Yuri Collins. Yuri Collins is definitely the engine that gets this team going, gets the ball into Gibson Jimmers hands, gets the ball to Fred Thatch so he can take somebody off the dribble. And what we've seen from this kid right now in Collins, he has made me freaking very angry because obviously the George Mason game and him hitting the game-winning shot, but he's just been a level of consistency. Now, there are a little bit of freaking warts on him when it comes to turnovers, but in a game where you're winning by double digits, you can get by when that happens. In a tight game where every bucket counts, yeah, that will come back to haunt them. But the reality is, guys, I'm a Bonnies fan. I want to be in my Bonnies, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I think that every time they get into a step-up game, Richmond, Davidson, what happened? Dayton, what happened? they get smashed. They go on the road and try to play one of these teams, they get smashed. Now, St. Louis has covered 5 out of their last 6 as a favorite, and one game when it was like a coin flip game. I think that there is value with St. Louis. I think there's value with St. Louis early on, more so than full game. By my numbers, I had St. Louis as a 6-point favorite in the first half alone. So that means that there is definitely additional point spread value with St. Louis, because what do my Bonnies fail to do quite often on the road? Eclipse fucking 25 points in the first half. So if my Bonnies can't get to 30 or more, then they're going to be losing this by multiple buckets, and that definitely tends to play towards what I'm thinking about with St. Louis first half.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I know this come down a little bit. There's even a few 5s. This Bonaventure team's not the same, Max. They got to turn it around.
But they are the same. That's the
problem. No, I just meant those early on, those wins against solid teams. Different team, though, from months ago. I just meant right now, I'd lay it with St. Louis here if I were to play this 100%.
one. There's no precedent. There's no statistical advantage that the Bonnies have shown on the road. The only thing that can help them in this game is St. Louis having the worst game of their season. And I just can't bet for that to happen. That's just illogical.
I don't blame you. Yeah, you need St. Louis. Yeah. Just have an awful shooting night, dreadful, and so exactly. Alrighty, let's get to the next one. This is the interesting one here. Iona at Siena. This is 9. There's some 8.5 Max. Total right around 138. Mostly everywhere. What do you like here?
Yeah, listen, this is a spot where I have to ride with the Master Jedi of unders. This is under basketball, in my opinion. Siena's 3-point shot is going to be up against a very stout 3-point defense of Iona's. And when I look at this game, it's really a matter of, can Siena keep this game in the high 60s and not in the mid 70s? If they're able to do that, then they're going to be able to hang in this game. I think that having issues when it comes to their rotation is not really something that is going to really plague them or put a nail in their coffin. I think that there's so much animosity between these two programs, even though the rosters change, there's just no love lost between these guys. And I don't think that it's going to end up in a situation where Iona is going to rout them like they did the first time. Iona dominated them on the glass. They were able to really frustrate Siena, and even though they shot a decent percentage, Iona was just freaking getting to the free throw line. They were able to just grime it out, muck it up. Tyson Jolly, Elijah Joyner, Bergeron Louis is a much better backcourt trio, but I do think Jackson Stormo on the defensive end, if he can stay out of fouls, is what will be the difference. This offense is centered around him. That's why they got to keep this scoring a little more low tempo. But if you don't have motivation on a Friday night on national TV against Iona, I don't know what you're doing playing for Siena.
I totally agree, Max, and it correlates. I think Siena, the 9, and because they need to keep the game in the 60s, and that's with the under. So I totally agree in this spot. Iona got him by what? I don't know, 17. Yeah, on the road though, they're at home, almost catching double digits. Like you said, televised game. If you're not up for that, I think they play here. I would take the 9 and definitely lean under in this spot for sure. Okay, just a couple more. Out west here, Fresno State, Colorado State. Colorado State's laying 6 here at home, where they've been pretty good, other than UNLV. Hamilton scoring whatever it was, 42-45 in the end official. I forgot what it was. Total 130 here, Max. What do you like? Fresno State, Colorado State.
Yeah, Connor, I think that for me, this is a Fresno spot. I think that Colorado State, while it was nice to see a very nice performance from David Roddy. I just don't think that we're going to see multiple games where Kendall Moore is putting in 20 plus points. That was the first time that he had scored in double digits in God knows how many games. And this was a guy that was that type of contributor in his previous seasons for this team. I think that Colorado State definitely has some very nice front court pieces when it comes to Deshaun Thomas and John Tonji that they can throw out there at Orlando Robinson. But Orlando Robinson, unless he has a bad shooting game on his own, I don't see how he's going to be stopped in this matchup. He can beat you from all different levels, and the only way that he has a bad game is when he just is rushing his shot, not taking the opportunities that the defense provides for him. And I just don't see him being able to have that type of bad game again, especially after losing at home like they did to Wyoming. I think that Fresno is a situational rebound, and I do think that there's some value with the under early.
Yeah, the offense was ugly that night, but it was just one of those games with Wyoming that they should have won, and that was a huge win for Wyoming. Colorado State's been really good at home, for the most part. Yeah, just tough. 6. I think the number's there. Yeah, just when I'm going to be off. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit hashtag cupcakes. You got it there, Max. I guess we're going cupcakes. So everyone hit hashtag cupcakes. You win $100. All you had to do was be here. Look at that.
Hashtag cupcake. Get that shit in right now, guys.
You actually got it on the screen right now, boys. The giveaway thing was broke. It wasn't the concert, but it just wasn't keeping track of anything. So Slaughter picked a winner already. It's up on the screen.
Okay, so we got the winner of the $100. Thank you for everybody for contributing and participating. But our winner is, of the $100, Zoe Faye. Congratulations. Make sure to DM Pub Sports Radio to claim your winnings. And congratulations. Get that hundo.
Zoe Faye. Look at that. Look at this. Show up, you get a hundo.
That is what happens when you support Pub Sports Radio. When you're led by a man like Jeff Slaughter, this is what he does for his content creators. This is what he does for his audience.
Yeah.
And we are highly blessed to have him as our leader.
I agree. Couldn't say it any better. Yeah. Best out. Pub Sports Radio. I love it. Let's get to the last game, Max. Right here. UNLV. Running Rebs on the road against Boise State. Boise's laying 8.5. Total hasn't moved all day. That's basically everywhere. 130.5. What do you like here?
No Donovan Williams apparently tonight. And if Boise doesn't have Emmanuel Acott, I do think it's something that they can get over a lot easier. I think that we see Boise defense early. I think UNLV doesn't hit 30 in the first half. And Bryce Hamilton, while he's been fantastic and he's been cashing those team totals, it could be Boise's turn to do so tonight. I'm looking at UNLV first half team total under if you can get 30 or less.
Man, UNLV is just a tough team to figure out, Max. We're over-unders lately. It just seems to kind of flip back and forth. On the road, they're not consistent. They just got beat down by Utah State by 15. They had that one game at Colorado State. Hamilton went off 88-74, and they just got their ass whipped. They were down 20 at half, right around there. So then they just held on the rest of the way. But on the road, for the most part, 80-55 to San Diego State. I mean, Air Force, they lost. They're just not a very good road team. So it's just tough for me to back. I need double digits here to even look at UNLV. I needed 11.5 or so to think about taking them. Do they have the athletes? Can they hit the shots? If they're hot, yeah, they'll stay within this number. If they're not, they'll lose, and Boise will cover here because their defense is that good. Alrighty, Max, that is it. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Zoe for winning the $100. But I have to say, we got one problem. We're 5 away from 100 with the likes, and I don't have that shit. So you haven't hit the like button. That's all I ask to do. Hit it if you haven't. CT Bays, what's up, my man? Real deal. The Grinder in the house. Warren Anderson. Jeffrey C. Jefferson C. What's up, my man? Michael Urbalina, good to see you. Row your boat. Bananas and grapes. Jersey Stewart. Risky World, Nunya, everyone, Bud. Shout out to everyone, James Little, G Martinez, Peter Wynn. What's up, my man? THC, Rizza, how you doing? Know something. Bubba Rito. Shout out to everyone. If I missed you, Top Shelf Plays. T, what's up, my guy? Sorry, I'll hit you next time. Thanks for joining us. And shout out to Zoe for winning the $100 today. All right, let's hit the commercials real quick. We'll be right back. Let's hit those real quick, and we'll get our best bets, and we'll be on out of here, Max. Boom. If you're in the San Antonio area, go to Southtown 101, best bar in the city of San Antonio. Go get a beer, a shot, whatever. Go sing some karaoke. Great place to be. Southtown 101. Go to mybookie.ag at promo code PubSports. Flip over to Bitcoin. Put in 1,000. They'll match you for that 1,000. And last, go to manscaped.com. 20% off promo code PubSports. Keep your balls shaved. Keep them clean. Get the ball deodorant, the whole kit it comes with. You'll love it. And go to pubsportsradio.com. Get the pub rub. Get it on your meat. Rub your meat. Let's turn this around. Man, I'm horrible. There we go. Get it on your meat. Season your brisket, your ribs, all that good shit. Pubsportsradio.com. 2 for $25. Get both. And while you're there, cop a t-shirt, some of our swag to support Pub Sports Radio. As like you said, the boss here, Slaughter, supports you guys who watch by giving out the money. So support us all you can. All right, Max, that is it. What do you got here? What are your bets today's card on this Friday?
Well, obviously it's always an adventure trying to figure out what I'm going to give out because it's the number one conundrum in my life. It causes me great unhappiness. But I will tell you this. I believe in Fresno State defense. I believe in Colorado State being a good under team at least early. I will take the first half under 61.5 minus 115. That is the play that I'm making my best bet. My other lean to my best bet would have been UNLV first half team total under. I think they get fucked in the mouth, but I am obviously pussyfooting around making two best bets. But those are the two ones I like the best that I can give out here.
Max, what was that number for UNLV's first half? Just to people out there.
61.5.
Okay, both. So first half, 60.
Yeah, first
no,
half.
the UNLV. That lean, your lean you were saying.
Oh,
though.
yeah, that's a 28.5.
28.5. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was 27.5 or 28.5. Yeah, so UNLV under first half team total. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to jot it down. Excellent work, Max, as always, and for the people out there to give him your lean. All right, these are my two here. I said it. I'm taking it. Nevada, Utah State. There's 145s out there, a few spots. So over 145, most places 145.5. And my other one, Siena, +9. Come on, you're at home. You got to do in this rivalry. Don't lay down like a bitch. Cover tonight, +9, Siena. Those are my two. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Max, go ahead. One last word for the chat before we bounce, my guy.
Yeah, listen, we appreciate you guys spending the time with us as often as you guys do. Everybody at Pub Sports appreciates you, and we just want you guys to have a good time, make some money, and then throw a like or a retweet for us. You know, we want to build it up. We want more people coming in here, and the way that we do it, obviously, is with creating good content, but is also with good teamwork from our audience. So throw some support to the channel. Enjoy all the stuff that you have going on this weekend. Super Bowl, UFC. It doesn't get any better than this for a sports fan at this time of year. Enjoy staying in. And if you're living in a place where there's no snow, I'm very jealous of you. Very jealous.
Yeah, come to Vegas, baby. It's like 70 right now. Tonight, the horses with Razor. I always got to mention it. My guy. Maybe I can jump on there a little bit later tonight. Check out everybody that's on there tonight. His racehorse. He's on here in about, I think, an hour or maybe 2 hours, hour and a half. UFC tomorrow, like you mentioned, Max. And well, no. Me and Babano will be on in the morning tomorrow, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, and who knows? Max might be on there. There's a lot of calling for him during these Saturday shows. Sorry, I can't. I'm only one man. Okay, so they all want Max on the weekend here for Saturday. Go ahead, Big Show. You gonna say something?
I was just gonna say the UFC stream starts at 6:30 Eastern
Tomorrow.
Yep.
6:30 Eastern tomorrow. There it is. You heard it from the man in the back. The UFC. Join all the guys. Nikki Fish Takes, Danny, everybody. Slaughter, as the man who just gave the 100. I saw him on there last weekend. He's back. He's back, baby. All right, we're out of here. We've been on too long. He's the great Maxwell Smart. I'm Conor Mack. We be pumping!